Hi guys, wanted to come on and talk a little bit about something I'm going through right now. Depression and anxiety and bipolar, something that I have to deal with regularly. A lot of people in my life have to deal with it, and recently I've known about something coming up, and I expressed what I thought was the right way to express it, and then kind of left it alone, and then it kind of just all blew up today. And I say the wrong things first when I feel like I'm pushed in a corner. It's something that happens. I get where I'm not hungry or eating, and I'm not focused on what's about to come up. I kind of shove it to the side and figure it's just not going to happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. It'll go away. But the fact of the matter is, things have to be dealt with, and things have to be done. And sometimes I just feel like if it's not a good situation for me, then why would someone I care about put me in that situation? And that's kind of where I sit with it. Someone else is involved, and they feel like I should do something that I don't feel comfortable doing, but the only reason is a just because. And that's not good enough. I don't like to meet people on someone else's terms. I don't like people showing up at my house. I stay pretty private. I have my friends online, but for the most part, I don't have a social life, so to speak, outside of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Some phone calls with people that I've become better friends with, video chats, things like that. But here, the situation is, I start attacking the person for fear that they're in control. They don't let me make the decision. That's not the phrase to use. I guess they're just not hearing what I'm telling them, that this is going to put me under a lot of stress. And it's not something that is a bad thing necessarily, but when it's building and it's building and it's building, and I find myself like yesterday I was very manic and was cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. Took thousands and thousands of beads over the last 2 days and organized them by color, by size, everything. And that only took maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. I thought it was going to take all day. I was just in the zone. And so now I've had my meltdown, and I'm very low tonight. I don't feel good. I'm down on myself because I feel like I can cause my own drama just by existing. Not everybody understands this. Not everybody gets it. It's hard to have social anxiety. I can be very on with people I know. Very funny. I find myself, friends saying, oh, you should do the YouTube channel, and you should do more videos, because people like you. You're honest, and you're, you look at life in a different way than most people. And it's because, pardon me, when I when I have a good day, I feel like that's my last day. Always. Always. I've always felt that way. That I just am not going to wake up the next day. And that's something that I deal with. It's like I don't want to fall asleep. Because I'm going to miss something. 1 minute of life. But my life consists of my four walls. The grandkids that live with me, and I live with them. And my husband and my son and my youngest son and daughter-in-law. And it's hard on the three adults. The children, well, the 6-year-old has lived with me on and off since birth, and of course has never gone a week without me. But he even knows that when Gamma feels bad, it's my head that hurts. And I don't know how to explain it any other way to him other than I just feel confused, and I feel like crying. You know, I have to tell him, I just feel like crying. And it's hard for him to understand sometimes, so I try to hide this emotion, this part of it. What else? Yeah, so, was supposed to do this thing. Knew I was supposed to do it. And then asked a question about it. At the last minute, I was told, hey, no, you don't have to. And that blew me out of the water. Instead of going, really? Thank you. If that's okay with you, thank you. But instead, I flipped it and went the other direction and like, oh, what the fuck? You know, it's a personal situation, so I'm not going to go into detail. But when someone's expecting you to do something and you're preparing yourself for 2 weeks, you're preparing for it mentally, physically. I mean, I've just been on the roller coaster these past about 10 days. Been on the roller coaster because I knew that this was coming up. And I tend to sabotage my own life. Stick me in a store and I will go through with blinders on and ignore people. Although I will have anxiety if there's a store that's crowded and a lot of stalking is going on and a lot of noise, and I've had people drop boxes in the market and just send me through the roof. They didn't do anything. They're doing their job, you know. I would have done it too. Drop the box when you get it to the area you need. But, you know, these are day-to-day things for me. It started a long time ago, but over the past 7 years, 8 years, I guess, it's gotten harder and harder instead of easier and easier, because the anxieties just, they build up. And I do take one medication, and it was done after I did a DNA swab through my doctor. I forget what it's called, but it was through a psychiatrist, and he recommended it because I have a lot of issues with allergies, medication, skin, you name it. Nasal, spring, summer, winter, fall. But we found a bipolar med, an actual bipolar med that really has helped, but we haven't talked about, well, we've talked about, we haven't gone to add a mood stabilizer. Most of the time you have to add a mood stabilizer to the bipolar med. The bipolar med will bring you way down, but it can bring you really down. And that's what I'm finding out about this one. I stay pretty level on it, but when I go down, it's still just as bad as if I wasn't medicated. Bad thoughts run through your head and things like that. But I want to talk, about a mood stabilizer to maybe help me get through some of these emotional times, the highs and the lows. Because, I'm sore today because I sat in one room and used a dustpan broom and did the entire room of carpet. Yeah. With my hands on my knees. Physically, I'm not supposed to be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be working out healthily, but I'm not getting enough food in me. In the last week, I've eaten very small portions, very little. Didn't even have a mocha today. There was no milk in the house, and that's usually my kickoff. I will drink a heavy calorie mocha in the morning, frozen mocha. So it'll kick my butt into gear, and then I'll smoke a little bit of cannabis, and from there, I try to eat as soon as I feel hungry. But again, being depressed and being bipolar, it's not as easy as people think. They think, well, there is the food and it's ready. All you have to do is just put it in the microwave. That is a chore. Leaving my bedroom is a chore. Meeting new people is a chore. And I just want my family and my friends to understand that I didn't ask to be like this. But if I can say how I feel, without jumping to conclusions and shit. I lose my train of thought too. Without putting stress on the other person, just sometimes I don't feel like I get heard. Sometimes I feel like I don't get any response from a lot of people. But that's the way life is. I do the very same thing to a lot of people. I ghost people so easy. But I hate when they do it to me. It's human nature. Anyway, the situation is still kind of up in the air, and I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point. I know I don't want to argue things that you argue over that are silly things, that I can make Mount Everest out of a pea. And I have someone in my life that can push the right buttons, and those buttons just shouldn't be pushed. But I can understand why, sometimes you get tired. And I know people get tired of dealing with me. They get tired of this. Uh, I've been told my whole life, stop crying. So, um, I think that's it. I'm going to take my RSO tonight because I do have it again. Thank you, Frank. um, and probably smoke a little bowl and go to bed and hopefully not dream. And I know I'm gonna wake up feeling like crap because my eyes hurt and my sinuses are plugged, and just the emotional stress that, not stress, the emotional drain that I go through, But hey, I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. This is one night that I'm well aware of what's right and what's wrong, and not hearing voices, and I'm not seeing things, and but I do see that sometimes I feel like people just don't understand me and never will. So, you guys have a great night, day, whatever you are watching this. If you watch it, try to like it. It does help get the videos out. And this is something that I do want people to understand about mental illness. It sucks for the person who has it. Because when we feel like this, and we know who we really are, this is when we can go down that dark road. And nobody knows. They just don't listen. As much as I try to tell people, they just don't listen. So, yeah. Do your family and friends favors. Just open up your ears for a minute. Shut your mouth. And, especially with someone like me. You gotta be patient. You gotta be really patient. Because when we love somebody, we love them so very much. And I do love my family and my friends with everything I have. So, I'm going to put a little bit of cold something on my eyes here and drink something to rehydrate. Try to take care of my body first. Let my mind relax and try to get some sleep. So, hey, thanks for being there, and if it helps any of you, we all have something we deal with. Mine just happens to be my mind. Alright, love you guys. Peace.